Mr. Chairman, today we are going to mark up 5 different committee prints in the areas of broadband, internet deployment, energy, and 3 healthcare titles represent the provisions of our committee's jurisdiction in the stimulus package that the President and the Democrat majorities are putting together. As I've told you, and I want to tell the audience, I respect the right of a new President to have his agenda, or her agenda, as the case may be, put before the American people. And so in our discussions, as you correctly pointed out, I did agree to the time frame that you just announced. Having said that, I think it is abominable that a bill that's 269 pages that we don't yet have a correct CBO score on is going to be the item, the object of a one-day markup and no hearing. We've not even had one hearing in this Congress on these issues. That, again, I know the pressure that you're under, Mr. Chairman, but it is truly an insult to this committee, and I would say to the committee system, that we couldn't have several weeks to review this, perhaps have 3 hearings on each section of a hearing on each section of the bill, so that we could get a little bit more information before we make some of these decisions. I have told my members that we are going to abide by the time limits, not going to be obstructionist, but we are going to offer a number of what we think are very constructive amendments, and I would hope that the majority would listen to the brief debate on each of these amendments and perhaps allow the committee to work its will on some parts of the bill. Again, there are 269 text pages in this bill, and we don't even yet have a CBO score on it. With regard to some of the sections in the bill, the base print in the energy title has a provision that if our efforts to conserve energy bear fruit and we actually use less electricity, we give the governor of the state the authority to approve the right of the utilities providing electricity to raise their rates to offset the revenue loss because of the conservation gains. In other words, the bill before us has a federal guarantee of revenue to the generating companies that are providing electricity of America. I think that is very anti-market, very anti-competitive, and so, Mr. Chairman, on that amendment you can expect a spirited debate. In the Health IT title, I want to commend you and others. A large part of the text in the Dingell-Pallone Barton deal bill on Health IT is in the base text. Not all of it, but some of it. I don't think the privacy protections, we had, Mr. Markey and myself were able to get into the bill last year, provision that gave the patient the right to give consent before certain sensitive medical information was shared. That has been dropped. And so I'm not sure if we have an amendment on that, but that is one of the flaws in the Health IT title. We also have a provision in the health title that gives individuals who lose their jobs but have private insurance the right to continue that private insurance, and the government will pick up the health care premium, 65% of the health care premium. The individual has to pay 35%. On the surface, that's not a automatically bad idea, but there's no means test or revenue test. If a stockbroker working for Goldman Sachs with a net worth of $100 million loses his or her job under this bill, the government picks up 65% of their health care costs, and if that person goes back to work, as I understand the bill, the government still picks up the health care cost of their health care premium. That's not right. And so we're going to have some amendments that, that deal with that, Mr. Chairman. I've got about 6 or 7 other pages here of comments, but I'm going to, in the spirit of trying to move the process, just ask that my entire written statement be put in the record and yield back my time. Again, we do appreciate the opportunity to have some debate on this, and I guess before I end, I should recognize that we do have a new member of the committee, Mr. Steve Scalise, and I'm told that before we actually start the markup, we're going to do the formalities to approve him being on the committee, and we want to welcome Mr. Scalise to the committee. We remember with fondness former Chairman Billy Tozan from the great state of Louisiana, who was a valuable member, I might add, on both sides of the aisle at various times. Mr. Scalise is joining us, and we know that he's going to bring a Louisiana perspective to the committee's deliberations.
Thank you, Mr. Barton.